through such pain, but you're growing stronger every day. Amnesia, you forgot your name. Don't let your spirit fade away. Amnesia, you've been through such pain, but your little heart is growing stronger every day. Hey, don't fade away. Don't fade away. Don't fade away. Come on. When the world is on your shoulders, stay. Don't fade away. I was born a simple man, educated just to fight. But I got soul, I got conviction, and a will to put things right. We lived our lives on grinding metal. For our people we have bled. We take comfort in the rhythm of machine guns spinning lead.
Evening everyone, back working on my game jam entry again. Since the stream earlier I've done a little bit more work on the shark that I was doing earlier. Added some more frames of animation to it, sorted the tail out so it looks a bit better when it's animated. Just show you that now. So I've got it more with a coming forward and back effect, which I think looks a lot better, a lot more natural. So this stream I've got mainly be working on getting the player sorted. I've made a start. Instead of just using this placeholder art, I've started creating some art for it. So I'm going to be working on that mainly, I think, on this stream, getting it added for the walk cycles, swimming cycle and things like that. So let's make a start. Make the back arm a bit darker. Add a little bit of lightness onto that part because that'll be a little bit further forward than the rest. And then this front leg, that'll be lighter. And then make the back leg darker. I think what I'll do, I'll go through them all and just add in the basic colouring for now. that to the belt. Remember which colours I used. Slightly darker one. So we'll just get the belt coloured in there. Now I'm going to do the same for all the different frames, and then I'll start adding more detail in afterwards. It's got to be quite a bit of repetition in these, but it needs to be done. Just got a little bit of the belt there. Maybe, actually I think I've probably just got that tiny bit there, so I'll just it's just got to be the top bit of the belt, so I'll just do a tiny bit of blue there. There's not really any belt there to be seen, I don't think. So I'll just get a bit of this coloured in. Colour in the front leg. Might be wondering why I'm not flood filling this. I'm working on a different layer and there's nothing, none of the outlines are actually on this layer. And make the back arm darker again. That's part of our back arm there. Probably got to give the player some flippers as well after I've got all this bit coloured in. Now colour in the dark part for the back leg. Make his hand a little bit lighter where it sticks out. And we'll get all this part coloured in. And then we'll do the same on the next frame. Just get all this coloured in. And make the front leg light. And make the back leg darker. black colour. Just go around all the different outlines because I don't like the harshness of the black. So I'm just using a dark shade of the purple. And then I've got one fully shaded in, so this is sort of what we're going for with all the different frames. It's a 6 frame walk cycle this. And anyone watching, this is for a game that I'm making for a Game Jam. Game Jam 192. This is some of the mechanics that I've got in place at the minute. You can swim underwater, it's set in a sunken ship. Then when you come out, you've got an oxygen bar that replenishes. The idea will be to pick up these pipe pieces and put them down on the correct places where they need putting, which will fix all the pipes up, and then this pump over here will start working. It'll drain the ship of the water, and that's the aim of the game. I'll just get rid of this black colour. Hey Super Justine, how you doing? Oh, cheers. Yeah, it's for Game Jam 192. It's an 8-day, 192-hour game jam. It's just been run by my local indie group, so I'm just working on. I had the player just some placeholder art for the player, just this black and white. So I'm just started making them look a bit better. What Sprite tool's that? It's a Sprite. I've used quite a few, but I've seemed to have settled on using this recently. It's really nice. Quite basic. Doesn't do anything that you don't need it to do for pixel art, but really like it. Hi Logic Projects. What's the idea you're working on? I'll show you quickly where we're up to with it. So it's game set on it's got to be a sunken ship which has been flooded, and the idea is that you connect, there's got to be these pipe pieces dotted around the level, and then the matching place where it has to be put to fix the pipes. And when you've fixed the pipes, the pump will be connected, and then the water will drain from the level. Currently I've just got some of these sprites done for the corridors. I've got an enemy shark which you'll have to avoid, and I've got a placeholder moving up and down enemy, and I'm just currently working on the player sprite. But this is what we've got at the minute. You can get in and out of the water, swim about. You've got an oxygen bar that goes down, the white bar, and when you come out it then replenishes again. I think I've just found myself a bug there. To make a note of that, that shouldn't happen. Sounds like a good concept. Cheers. Yeah, I've been a little bit umming and ahhing whether to carry on with this or start something different, but I think I'm going to stick with it now. I've not come up with any better ideas, so I've decided to roll with this one. Choose the darker purple for the back legs and arms. Bugs always show up in demos. Well, yeah, they do. Is this Coconut Dev? Oh, hi, you're right. Is this for the Xander Jam or the Game Jam 192? It's for Game Jam 192. I'm not entering Xander Jam. This is for my local sort of game group, so I decided to do this sort of quite a while before Xander had put his jam up. Like the scuba suit. Yeah, I thought I'll go for a sort of brighter colour. I'm using the Journey palette, so I just had a look and just quite like this purpley colour. So everything now sort of got a base colour in. You know, next start on some of the shading. What's everybody up to tonight? You doing game dev? I think I'm going to have to get some different music for this channel because I've streamed a few times over the last week and I'm just getting to know all these songs, so they mustn't be. I don't think there's that many on this playlist. Journey the band or the game? Journey the game wasn't very colourful. No, it's just a palette. I got it off Low Spec Palettes website. Loads of great palettes on there. It's really good for pixel art. Saves me having to think up my own palettes. Working on Xander Jam. How's it going, Logic? Is it coming on well? Working on my Xander Jam entry. Have all my mechanics only out. Oh, that's good. What type of games are you making for the jam? It's going great. Frank's making an ants evolution game where you raise an ant farm and enter it in contests. That's different. I look forward to playing that. Sounds a really cool concept. You need to keep a totem happy, otherwise it will destroy your world. My first jam and first fully finished game. That's good. Jams are really good for that. It gets you in the habit of finishing things. Also, people tell me I still never really finish any of the big projects. That's why Ghost Blaster that I've been working on's currently taken about 10 months. And one change of game engine in there as well. Thanks. No, you're welcome. It sounds really cool, that. I struggle. All my games end up being based on retro games from the 80s. Growing up in that era, that's my mind just... It's what I like playing, so I tend to... That's what I make. I could do with probably stretching outside my comfort zone sometime and making something completely different. Bit of shadow in there under where the arm is. Right. Then on to the next one. Trying to be consistent with my shading, but I'll see how it looks when I start animating it. Then I think I'm going to give him some bright yellow flippers at some point. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I think that will do for the walk cycle. Let's have a go at doing some flippers on him. Got to add it just on another layer on top in case I make a complete mess of it. So I'll probably have them just coming out a couple of pixels. Not sure how these are going to actually look. What do we think? Do we think flippers look okay? Or maybe a bit longer for... I think maybe an extra pixel on them may help. And I think what I'll do is make the back one darker, to differentiate between them. So that's for the back foot. Do the back one to there. That's the back one there. Maybe the soles should be different colours. On Google, flippers have different colours for the toe and soles. Yeah, it's just with so few pixels to use, it's quite difficult to get. I think I'm going to give them the dark outline like I give everything and see what that looks like. And I might take them slightly up onto each foot, so Yeah, I think they're looking a little bit better now with that outline on them. No, I don't think I'm going to give them that extra. Looking more like clown shoes then. Right, so we'll get that exported as a Sprite sheet. Once I've just checked that I've done all the outlines that I need to do. Should be able to tell any that I've missed just by hiding the layer, this layer here. That one's fine. Yep, not done any of them on this one. Hey Richard, can you maybe give me some feedback on what I made in the Xanderwood Discord general channel? I'll definitely do that after I finish streaming. Yeah, no problem, Coconut. Have you submitted your game to Itch then? Is it on there ready to play? Been realising I've been using the wrong colour there. No, I haven't. Thought I was using the wrong colour, but it turns out I wasn't. We don't hear you anymore. Can you hear me now? It's just a sprite. You maybe do a little fast. It's not a full game yet. Let's have a look. So you say it's on the in the Discord. Yeah, we can hear you. Yep, sure. Let's have a look. Is it this that you mean in coconut? That's really cool. I like that. I like the choice of colours. And the guy at the top sticking his tongue in and out. Looks a little bit like a blue Yoda. But no, I really like that. Yeah, I don't... So there's always things you can improve, but personally, if I'd drawn that, I'd be really pleased with that. So the only thing I tend to do is where you've got the dark outlines, I tend to carry them on all the way around. I do, but that's just my style. But no, I really like that. It's cool. Maybe as well as the tongue being animated there, you could maybe animate things on these. Maybe the one with the white eyes, you could have its eyes opening and shutting. Or ears sort of twitching up and down. But no, I think that's really good as it is. Right. Have I missed any more bits on here? Yep, just a couple down on his feet. Yeah, well, that was in Intentional Lights. Xander said how to rank high in game jams. Put some little memes like Baby Yoda. Yeah. Yeah, that looked really cool. That I like that. Yeah, I think game jams, I'm no expert, but I think to do well in a game jam, you have to get a game that somebody can get straight away and doesn't take ages to learn, because you've got to expect that at the most people have got to play probably 2 or 3 minutes of your game if you're lucky when they're reviewing a game jam. So I always try and do something that's really grabs your attention quickly, that's simple to pick up and play. At least the jams that I've had the most success in, that's what I've done anyway. So
these are 10 things to never say on a first date. Take note. Oh yeah, I believe in reproductive rights too, especially for guys. Have you heard of the men's rights movement?
let's check this one. Yep, not done any of these.
No.
Then after this it'll be on to probably doing these. I've got the swimming. I'll probably do the jump and fall because they're just one frame, and then I'll move on to doing the swimming and the swimming idle animations. Hopefully I can get them finished tonight.
I'm not racist, but
So I think that's that one done now.
Favorite author? You probably haven't heard of him. I don't think they teach Kierkegaard in the state schools.
Just realised I've been drawing on the wrong layer.
Be right back. I just have to do a number 2.
So we'll just go over them again.
Let me tell you all the intricate details about my recent financial troubles. Not counting what's probably going to happen later, how many other guys from Tinder have you slept with?
What a terrible song is this I've got playing?
Can I take this call? It's my ex. My favorite type of music? Probably nerdcore.
Right, I think that should now be fine for me to export. So let's export sprite sheet. There we have it. PNG. I'll just overwrite the one that I've done before. And we'll get construct opened up. And I'll add that to the walk animation. Import frames from strip. Too far. I've got 6 frames on there, haven't I? So 6 frames. Apply the origin back to the bottom for the whole animation. And let's see what that looks like in the game. So yeah, so there we go. When you walk it about, we've got the new walk animation in. The boxes that are behind the player, I'll be hiding those when I've finished the game. They're just there for detecting various things. The green one's used and goes behind the orange and blue one, that's used for the platform behaviour. The blue one's used for just checking whether I'm in the water or not. It allows me to then have like this more natural sort of being half out of the water and still being in the swimming position. And then I use that orange one just a little bit smaller for when I'm under the water. Then when that's above and I press up, you get that jump out of the water. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, so back to a sprite and we'll get on with another of the animations. So this is sort of the base animation that I've been working with. Can probably cut and paste quite a bit from this. The bottom layer, that's the oxygen tank. So I can copy that. And I have that sort of 2 below that. So we'll add another layer to this and move that down to the bottom. I think that's probably about there where I have that. Yeah, we'll save that as an Sprite type file, and then I can, the PNGs get rid of the layers, whereas if I save it as Sprite, I can work in various layers and it saves it with those.
What is the measure of the common man? No deeds to share, gifts to compare. When all I have, it rests on ticking hands. I have my ways, I have tried to make you see a brighter you, but deep down I know I'll be forever blue. And there's a blackness inside me that's breaking through, but deep down I know I'll be forever blue.
Right, so let's cut and paste the head.
Nobody wants to learn a thing these days. Endless coil.
Let's add another layer at the top. While I'm doing these, I'm just going to open the fall as well, and might as well do them both at the same sort of time. New layer at the top, cut and paste that in, add another layer, move that to the bottom. Again, I'll just save that as an Sprite file, and we'll cut and paste that oxygen tank in from this. Don't actually see much of it on that animation, but pop it in anyway. Made the eyes to like you said, and I think it's because something really, really nice, and it became something really, really nice. Thank you, Richard. No problem. Have you popped it up on Discord? Or if you want to send it me on Discord, I'll take a look. Like I say, what you'd done was really good anyway. It's obviously the whole game. If the whole game's up to that standard, then it should look pretty special. Load my journey palette, and the same for this one. I do love pixel art though in games, it's my favourite art style. So I think that's the front arm that I did that as. Yeah, it must have been. Just trying to think whether that was a front or back arm that I'd drawn there.
A little touch of hope.
Sorry about that. I don't know how long I've had my microphone switched off. Just add a little lighter bit to this belt. I think I did that on one of the walk animations and forgot to do it on all the others. Yeah, I did, so I'll just change that now. Been using the wrong blue as well there, so that's better. Right, that's what I'm missing, the flippers. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So that's the fall one. So save as fall PNG, overwrite it, and we'll add that into construct. So when he's falling, it flicks to that animation. Right, let's go to the jump one now. So I can't see his belt here. We've got his back leg here. Looks a little bit of a mess at the moment. I'm just going to delete that. Where is it you're from, Coconut Dev? You're not from the UK, are you? Don't feel you have to answer that. If you don't want people to know, I'm fine. So I've gone round all the lines to begin with, so I could have just flood filled that. Right, so that's that just about done, I think. Just put the flippers on him. Right. Shall save that. And get that added into construct. So we've now got all the out of water stuff done, I think. So we can walk, we can jump. Right, I've not set the origin point on that correctly. That's why there's a bit of jerkiness. Let's try that again. Hi Josh, how are you doing? The guy's looking great. Cheers, yeah, I've got his out of water stuff done now. The jump, the walk. He's got his little flippers on. So need to do his idle, which I think I'm going to reduce that idle animation because don't need all those frames. And then it'll be on to doing the swimming ones. Did a bit more work on the shark as well after this afternoon stream and got its tail sort of moving backwards and forwards. I think it looks a bit more realistic. Not totally happy with it, but I think for a game jam it'll be perfectly fine. I've not got that as a Sprite file, so we'll import it. .32 by 32 and That puts all the different frames into an individual frame on the animation. I'll just save that as an Sprite file. Let's have a look at this. I'll probably just get away with 2 frames for the idle. Just don't really need this headbutting motion. I think I'm just got to keep frames 3 and 4 and get rid of the rest. So just keep those 2. Yeah, I'll just keep those first 2. Huge Game Boy Color vibes. Yeah, the palette I'm using, where is it? This palette, Journey. It's a cool palette, I use it a lot. I also use the Rosie 42 one, which I'm pretty sure that's the one that White Vault seems to use quite a lot. I thought I recognised it on his stream a few times. That one, it looks very similar to what he uses anyway. But I'm using Journey on this one. Where's it gone? Right, so same as last time, I'll just copy some things in from the other ones to save me drawing them again. I'll copy this oxygen cylinder in. Actually, I'll copy the head in first. Add another layer on the top. I'll stick that on that layer. Right, I've copied off the wrong layer on that. Try that. Copy that. And we'll copy it onto this other frame. And then we'll copy this cylinder from the bottom layer. Probably again there won't be much of it on show in this scene, just tiny little bits of it. And even less on that frame, but yeah, that'll do for the idle animations. Right, back to this top layer, and I'll just go around these black lines with this purple colour. Did you have a Game Boy Color then, Josh? I never had one. I think the only Game Boy I've ever owned was I had a Game Boy Advance Special Edition, one of these sort of like clamshell ones, and then my kids had the original DS's. I've never really had many Nintendo consoles, to be honest. It's never been a massive fan of them. Right, now get these filled in with the purple. Give the front leg I am a Pokemon kid, so I had the colour games. Yeah, Pokemon. I was watching a stream of one of the other devs from another Discord group I'm in, and he was streaming some Game Boy. I don't know which ones they were. I was saying to him, I've played a little bit of Pokemon Go, but I've never played any of the other Pokemon games. And the music stops on that revelation. Same only Nintendo I ever had now I think of it. I had a Wii, but that didn't really count because everybody had a Wii, didn't they? Even grandmas had Wiis. Yeah, I'm just trying to use on most of these characters and things I'm doing just 3 different shades, just a base colour and then a highlight and a shadow. I'm actually missing using my drawing tablet for this pixel art. So most pixel art I've done with a mouse for ages. But on this computer I've just not got enough desk room to set it up. I sometimes use my non-display one, just have it on my knee, but you didn't have a Wii? Oh, I thought everybody had a Wii. Have you done much more work on your game, Josh? Thought it looked awesome, the procedural generation you'd done. Cool how it sort of just kept creating an extra section each time. He stopped with consoles before even 360. Yeah, I've had quite a few consoles. First one, Atari 2600. Then I was mainly computers. I had a Spectrum and Amiga. And then I was probably late teens, early 20s at that point, and rugby took over, so I didn't really have another... Probably had a 5-year gap when I didn't have a console or computer. So I missed out on like Mega Drive, SNES. But then I got back into consoles. I had the original Xbox. I had a PS1, 2, 3 and 4. Not got a 5 yet, but I do plan on getting one at some point. Last console I owned was my PS2, which I loved. Yeah, I love my PS2. Fully classed as a retro console now, I think, aren't they? Near enough PS2s. Just sat here at a minute and I just felt something. Forgot my dog was sat on a chair next to me. He has his own little office chair sat next to me while I'm working on computer. He just decided to give me a nudge to remind me he was still there. I'm grafting like mad, banging my head against the wall with this water shader, but I think I'm making some headway. It's definitely cool what you've done. I wouldn't have a clue how to do anything like that in 3D, to be honest. I need to have a go at 3D at some point. As far as I've ever got with 3D, I made an asteroids game in 3D, but it was all two-dimensional apart from it used 3D models. I've played around and started the odd project, but never finished anything in 3D. But I do like playing about in Blender, so... if I was to get one, I'd get a Switch. Yeah, Switches look really cool. Again, I like the fact that there's so many retro games for them. I think that'll do for our idle post. Just get the flippers on it now. I'll just copy those onto the other one because his feet don't move. Yep, that'll do for that. So let's save that and then export it as a sprite sheet. Another awesome track on this playlist. So add this into Construct. So that should now be all the out of water animations done. Got a little idle one, jump and fall, and the walk. So next we need to work on the swimming ones. I'll probably start with the idle one because that's got to be very similar to the walk and things with it being upright. Check out the link I sent you in Discord. Let's have a look. Is that the one that you posted in general? That's really cool. I've only just remembered, all week I've been thinking I'm going to make something isometric, and then as soon as the jam started it's gone straight out of my head and I've thought 2D platform. That looks really cool though. Take it it's just flat pixel art as opposed to, they're not 3D models or anything. Yeah, next game jam we do, remind me that if I start doing anything that isn't isometric that I should be doing, because I'll definitely give that a go. Right. Oh, you've got me wanting to scrap this project now and start making something isometric. Damn you. It's just pixel art. Sprite's taking advantage of the fact that it's 3D information. You can do stuff like that though just with purely 2D. I have done something in Construct. I'm not sure whether Construct's actually, I don't think their tile map does isometric. I know Godots does. You can actually put isometric tiles down, then use Y sorting to and colliders on the base of things to work out collisions. I'll have to find another engine to do it in. I'm not using Unity, I don't like it. It doesn't agree with me. Right. Swimming idle. Right, I need to import that again as opposed to just loading it. It is one good thing that Unity has got going for it. Its tile map is really good. Godots is quite poor, but they are working on it, and in the next release it's meant to, they've done a lot of work on it, so I'm hoping that it'll be a lot better. It's just so much manual stuff you have to do in the current one. Right, those are at 48, those look like this. 32 to 48. Yeah, that's better. Save that as an Sprite file so I can keep the layers. let's copy that heading again. Yeah, but can it stretch move itself in the Y dimension? Probably not. I know I once made a isometric version of Zaxxon in Construct, and I had to add everything had to have an instance variable that kept track of a fake Z position. So as well as checking like a collider, I checked its Z position to see if a collision occurred. Worked quite well. Right, that's all the heads added in. Next we'll add the copy the tank in. I probably should give Unity another try. I quite enjoyed using it when I did 80s Kid last year, but then I've not touched it since. Instead of making like Ghost Blaster using Unity, I decided that I'd convert the algorithm that I'd made for 80s Kid into Construct, and then when I got fed up with Construct with the amount, keeping track of all the events in the visual scripting system, I then decided I'd convert it to Godot. Should probably have just gone back to using Unity, but I like swapping engines, what can I say? Right. Was 80s Kid in Unity. Yeah, it was the first thing I'd done in Unity for years, and I just decided I'll use Unity. So this will be the third of the IGS jams, and it'll be the third game engine I've used. I've used Godot for earning a living, and now Construct for this one, which I've still got to think of a punny title for. I do like Unity's 2D lighting. That's way better than anything in any of the other engines that I've used. Even in the 2D, the proper lights that light things. Whereas Godot, you have to, this sort of fake 2D lights. You can use a 3D engine and put them on planes, the sprites, and then use the proper 3D lights, but the 2D side, they sort of more like a fake shader really. You have to make all the lights in an art package with alpha, sort of fading out alpha, and You do like a wee engine swap. I think I'm pretty stable now with. I like Construct and I like Godot, and I'm probably going to keep alternating between them as I feel. I don't think I'll go back to trying Unity again. Having said that, I've started this week learning 6502 Assembler as well. I plan to make a game to release for Atari 2600. So the game will have to be maximum, well, I'm going with most of the original cartridge sizes. It'll have to be 4 kilobytes in size. I find it pretty insane that you can even make a game in that size. So far I've got a sprite, can colour the backgrounds and set a play field up and move a player sprite about the screen just by changing values. I've not got joystick input or anything like that working yet. Quite monotonous doing this, but I just love just chilling doing pixel art, and it's so relaxing. Not sure whether I'll do it on stream tonight, but I think I'm going to make an octopus enemy next to go up and down here in the lift shafts. So I think that'll be the next thing I make, and then I'm going to concentrate on getting a load of all the pipes drawn as well. Not 100% sure where I'm going to put them. I think I'm going to put them sort of in these spaces above the different floors. And there'll just be like a highlighted area where you can interact with to pop it in the place. I love being in the zone, just totally drifting away. Yeah, it's really nice. I find with pixel art you can do it on stream as well. When you try to code on stream, I don't know, it takes too much thinking a lot of the time. Not too bad with Construct, but I know when I've been doing a bit of Ghost Blaster stuff, it's in Godot, I find it really difficult to concentrate on what I'm doing. Right. I didn't finish doing all the lines. I broke off and started doing the belts. think I've just got one more to do. At least if I do these lines first, I can then flood fill the bits in between. If you're still working on your game later, Josh, last night we went in the chat in the Discord a bit later on. I think Sticks is on about going in again later, and Finley joined in last night as well, so just chatting and working on his games. You'd be up for that? Yeah, we just later on last night. We just I saw Sticks were in there, and I just dropped in, and then Finley joined, and we're just having a bit of chat for a few hours. Just keep an eye on the general in Discord group, the voice channel. I think he might have set up one for the jam. Yeah, there's a Game Jam 192 channel in the voice channels. Be up for what? iSticks. Be up for what? What have I missed? I was just telling Josh about chat last night on Discord. No, Josh, you didn't miss anything. To be honest, I don't think I've said anything while you've been gone because I've just got in the zone with my pixel art. So I've just been working on the animation for the character sticks. So we've got pretty much all the out of water animations in now. Walks about with his little yellow flippers on, jumps and falls. I'm just working on the idle water animation now, this one. Was your chicken horse game any good? You had fun? Tell me everything that's been going on for the last 103 minutes, please. Right. We've done a walk animation. There. Walk. Jump. Fall. Idle. I've cut it down from about 8 frames to 2. Working now. Swimming idle. Done that so far. There you go. 103 minutes in 20 seconds. I see, yeah, gonna try and do more stuff in Discord. Yeah, definitely. Right, it was really good last night, just having a chat. Can't say I got much done on my game while we were in there, but and I watched none of the film that I started watching for getting some reference material from, but oh well. Right now, the last frame for this. I got nothing done while we were in there. Yeah, I don't think I did actually. Did you stay on long last night after I'd gone? Was on until just after 1, I think. Oh, we're way past my bedtime, that. Tidy up a few bits as I see them. The odd thing I've missed. Right, I think I'm happy with that. Well, let's export that. Save it as a PNG. Overwrite the old one. And let's get that imported into Construct. I think it was 6, yep. Reset the image point. It's one thing I don't like with Construct, where the image, whenever you reload sprites in from a strip, it resets the image points. At times I forget to reset them. Well, let's have a look at that in game in a sec. So we've now got a little idle animation there. Player's not popping quite as much as I like from the background, but I'll change the backgrounds as opposed to the player. I know what I forgot to do on that. He's got no flippers. Hi Comet Arts, how are you doing? Cool, I can't even draw a straight line. There's a tool for that. Just press L and you can draw straight lines. I'm sure you can manage that. What you been up to today, Comet Arts? Anything exciting? Right, let's add these flippers on. So I'll add a new layer on the top. Not much. Quiet day. Best thing for Saturday. What app to use for art? This is a Sprite. I've used quite a few art packages, but I seem to have stuck with this one now. It's got everything you need for pixel art. It's ideal. There's a lot of features that I don't use on it, which I know I could do, but keep trying to learn the odd new thing in it here and there. Another couple to do, and then this animation will be done. One last one now. For my Android game, all the art is by people on itch. Yeah, there's some good stuff on itch. To be honest, this animation that I'm doing here, it's not my own. This base character here was in some pack I got on itch, and I'd just thrown it in as placeholder to begin with. I quite often use it as placeholder, but I thought it fits the theme, so I've just sort of colouring it in really. Right, so that's all done now, so let's export it again. Let's import that into Construct. Apply that image point again, and let's check what that looks like now. Yeah, that's better with his flippers. Probably do with giving that back foot a bit more motion, because it's very much just up and down, but I'll leave it for now. Right, so I've still got the swimming pose to do. I'm getting a little bit fed up of doing this same guy now, so no, I'll crack on and get it done. I was going to say I'll go change and do something else, but so we'll import. So that's 48. So I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more height on it to get the gas tank on the oxygen tank. So we'll save that as an A Sprite file first of all. And then we'll increase the canvas size. I won't need 20 pixels, but I'll do it by that, and then actually I'm going to do it by 20 but put it in the middle, and then I've got a little bit extra room for the flippers on the bottom as well. No, I'm not. I won't need that because the flippers will be more horizontal. Love the perspective on the tail. Yeah. Do you use the free or paid version of a Sprite? It's paid one. Do they do a free version? I presume they do, with you asking that question, but yeah, I've used it for quite a while now, and it's not that, I think it's about £15, is it, or something? It's not a great deal of money. Past I've used Pixel Edit, that was another paid one. Graphic Scale, that's totally free now, that's a good pixel art application. And I've used ProMotion, that's another paid one, but I've settled on Sprite. Occasionally use Pixel Edit for tile maps, but I think in the latest version of Sprite there's some new tile map features which I've not looked at yet, so I may just use it for everything soon. Right. Well, starting that one, it's quite flat. Where's my tank? Just got to copy the tank off this one, rotate it, and then just use it so it's the same size. Probably about there, looks right. And I'll copy that onto each other frame. Just rotate it slightly there. If you had money, I'd buy it, but the free trial will have to do. Yeah, the other one that I was saying there, Graphic Scale, that's what I used for quite a few years. That's really good, and that is 100% free now, so definitely recommend you checking that one out. End of the day, if you're doing pixel art, a lot of it is just you're working pixel by pixel. You can even use Microsoft Paint and still get some good results. how's that looking then? Yeah, I think there's maybe one frame in there. It looks a little bit. I think that one I could possibly do with just rotating that slightly that way. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we'll stick with that. Right, now we'll add another layer on the top, and then it's going to be the same procedure of painting all the different parts. I'm going to leave the head well last on this because the head's not going to be visible on a lot of them with the arms. So once I've done all the body, I'll then put another layer between them and put that cut and paste, add the head in and just cut and paste it between frames. Have you ever looked at making 3D game? It's something I want to do. The closest I've got, I made Asteroids in but it was still 2D. It just used 3D models. I've played about with Blender quite a lot, and I'm reasonably comfortable using Blender to make 3D stuff, but I've never actually made a full 3D game yet. I think once Godot version 4 comes out, then I'll probably give it a go. Pick the colour off this picture. Colour the belt in as well. So I'll leave the head well last. Just go through and do all the outlines first. I'll just go through and do all the belts first. Can't see any of it there with the arms. Same, I got a fully animated 3D character that can run and jump, aim and shoot, but I need a Godot 4 physics engine. Yeah, I think the rendering engine's got to be so much better as well in Godot 4 when I'm using Vulkan. Should make it a lot nicer, so... So on my to-do list is a 3D game, along with lots of other types of games. Don't know whether you were here earlier when I mentioned that I'd started learning 6502 assembly language this week as well, with the hope of releasing a game for the Atari 2600. So that's another thing that I'm working on. I do wish I could do this full time, but not a chance at the moment. What did you make your 3D character in? Was that in Blender? Another one's outline's done. Only another 9 frames to go. Just making the odd amendment, and as you've probably noticed, I'm going just here's Mixmo Fuse and Mixmo's website for animation to call me lazy. Yeah, it is really good, that. Stuff I've done in Blender, I've never actually made a full character. I've imported characters that other people have made and then put them in Mixamo and rigged them and stuff, but never made a character from scratch. Did some 2D animation in Blender the other week as well. Drew some art, some vector art, and then put that on planes, and then boned and animated it all and used weight painting and stuff. Worked quite well. yeah, that's what I did that in Blender. It's just to, like I said, some vector art on some planes, then weight painted and just animated. First time I tried anything like that, so you can do 2D in Blender. Yeah, you can actually draw 2D in Blender as well. It's a function called Grease Pencil. It's got a lot more features now in the last few versions, but you can actually draw and animate fully in 2D. If you have a look on YouTube, there's an awful lot of really cool animations that people have done. Quite a few sort of professional art studios are using it for 2D animation as well. So, I think I'll get these outlines done and then that'll probably be it for tonight. Probably stream again tomorrow at some point. Probably be in the evening, so we've got quite a busy day planned. So I don't think I'll get much work done on the game during tomorrow. So tomorrow night stream I'll probably end up doing more pixel art, maybe an octopus enemy, the pipes that I need to do for the game, I'll probably do some work on those. Then I probably need to think about planning out the actual levels and a level and making sure it actually works as a game how I'm planning. Two more to do. I may finish this off stream at some point during the day tomorrow, and then I'm doing something a bit different tomorrow night. finish these last few bits. Right, so that's pretty much all ready to do the colouring and shading tomorrow and get the head done. So have you got your punny name yet? Don't tell me what it is. So no, I've not even really thought of anything about it. I mentioned that earlier in stream that I still needed to come up with a punny name, so no, I'll think of one, but not yet. Maybe I'll announce that tomorrow night. We'll see what I come up with. But that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I've had a really good stream. Sticks, Comet Arts, Josh, and Coconut Dev that was in earlier, Logic Projects, Super Justin. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. And I should hopefully be on probably again tomorrow evening. So I'll catch you all later, and thanks for